Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to go over all of YouTube's targeting options. I'm going to show you how to set them up inside Google Ads, and I'm going to give you the pros and cons of each one, show you what's working for us, and why should you listen to me. My agency has managed over $1.5 million on YouTube, generating way more than that in profits for our clients, and we at this point manage a couple $100K plus on YouTube itself, so we know what we're doing. So honestly, come along with me on this journey if you want to learn. And we're gonna get started now. It's a screen share video, so it might be a little dry at times, but stick at it, and I promise you some amazing results for your ad campaigns. All right, guys, let's actually get into the targeting. When it comes to YouTube, I'm gonna show you exactly what works, what doesn't work, and I'm going to show you how to set this all up. So the way this is gonna work is I'm gonna first go over each targeting option, and then I'm gonna show you how it works inside Google Ads. And forgive me if I say AdWords because it's just habit, but inside Google Ads. So we're gonna start off with three basics: geography, demographics, and devices. So the important thing to really keep in mind is, whatever your demographic is, whatever your geography is, and your devices are, those are all things that levers that will improve campaign performance. So you can target by gender, age, parental status, household income for demographics, and all four of those are valid targeting options. All four of them, we've played around with them and we've seen great results messing around with that. You can also target country, city, region, or even GPS coordinates or zip codes. You can even do a radius. So if you want to do local marketing, you can do that with Google Ads and YouTube. And devices are important: computers, mobile, tablet, and TV screens. I exclude TV screens, and I suggest you do unless you're running like some sort of branding campaign. And I'm going to show you how to do all of these. So first thing is demographics. So demographics lives right here. So I'm inside a campaign right now for this is a client's account, which is why things are blurred out. So basically with demographics, you have age here. So in this campaign, we just started it. You can see that we haven't messed around with age yet. Looks like we're still looking for data on this before we start, excluding ages and so on. Gender is another one, and parental status, household income. I've typically found household income to be the least accurate, and typically I don't mess with it, but keep an eye on this, right? Like, make sure you're running, you're checking in all of these options and seeing how they're performing. So that's number one. Number two is you want to make sure you're completely forgot. Number two is location. So that's right over here. As you can see, we're targeting a country. You can exclude locations, you can include them, and you even have a geographic report. So you can look at, basically the geography, user location, etc. And so, for example, I can put it zip code here. I'm just putting in a random zip code. Okay, I guess that's well, I do know one. So this is East Lansing. I used to live there. So you can add that. You can have a radius around it. You can have a radius around GPS coordinates. So use this because obviously, your customers are in one place. So make sure you're using locations to target people, and make sure you're basically excluding locations that don't convert. Like, you don't want a ton of traffic from India if you're, most info product e-commerce stores don't want traffic from countries that don't have qualified traffic, right? And devices is the last thing I want to explore. So devices is right here. So the way this works is as you can see, this campaign is only targeting computers, because the way it works is you set a bid adjustment, and if you want to exclude something completely, you put in -100%. So for mobiles, tablets, and TV screens, we've put in -100%, and what that's done is this campaign will only show to computers. I always exclude this, and I sometimes exclude this and this depending on the campaign. So that's it for the first slide. Now let's get into where we start a lot of campaigns. And for a lot of clients, where we start with is retargeting website visitors and YouTube engagers. This is by far one of the best ways to get a campaign started. The reason for this is that basically your warm audiences are always where you should start out with a new paid platform, because those are the people who are going to convert the best, and they'll allow you to test and usually make a profit without losing money. This is worth it if you've got a lot of website traffic or a YouTube channel. Keep in mind that you want to bid higher. Start with 25 cents and increase from there if needed. And you want to test different time periods and see how people convert based on that. So maybe targeting people who visited your website in the last few days versus the last 30 days, there's a major difference. And maybe you might have different bids for those different audiences. So make sure to have that kind of basically have that segmented, right? Which is really important. And that's like Facebook ads 101. You want to segment your audiences and use exclusions to narrow down audiences further. So if you include 5-day viewers of your YouTube channel and exclude 2-day viewers, then you're only going to get those people who watched a video between 2 days and 5 days ago. So that way you can test 2 days versus 2 to 5 and get like a more exact answer. Important thing to keep in mind is a minimum audience size of 1,000 is needed. Facebook usually allows you to target smaller audiences, so that's really important to keep in mind. If you don't have a lot of website traffic, if you don't have a lot of YouTube viewers, you may not be able to run much traffic on this. And the smaller it is, the higher you want to bid. A lot of times when we're running retargeting campaigns for a launch and every sale is worth thousands of dollars, we'll just jack that bid up ridiculously high because we're like, listen, we want every single view on that and we don't want anyone else's ad showing up while we're in the middle of a launch. So really important. So I'm actually going to show you this inside Google Ads. So the way you do this is you go to demographics. Sorry, not demographics. You go to audiences, and you go here. So this campaign doesn't have any audiences, it's using placements. And choose the your ad group, and yeah, now you can see basically a bunch of audiences in here, right? So the way you do it is this is the one you want to click on. These 3 are different, and these 3 you can look in. I'll explain them later. So you want to click here on remarketing, and unfortunately I have to blur out most of this, but for example, this one that I'm hovering over is a similar audience, which is like the equivalent of Facebook's lookalikes. And this, so over here, these are all similar audiences. So you can, I'll actually go into those later. These are website visitors, where you can actually, target people who have taken certain actions. Again, I apologize for the blurring out, but this would be stuff like visit a website in the last 30 days, maybe made a purchase, because you always want to exclude purchases. Maybe they signed up for a free trial but not a paid trial. So you want to be messing around with this and learning as much as you can from this, and basically using them and testing these different website visitors. This cuts into YouTube users. So this is like 30-day views, 60-day views, 540-day views, 15-day views. And there's also things like viewers of particular videos, viewers of any video as an ad, which sometimes what we'll do is we'll target video viewers but exclude viewed any video as an ad, so we're not targeting ad viewers again. So that way, it can qualify things more. Viewed, so a list of videos, so you can actually make different videos, and so you can make a list of different videos, and so there's a lot of options with this particular thing. I can actually show you where you go to create audiences. So you go in here and you go to Audience Manager. And over here you can do website visitors, YouTube users, customer list, which I'll get into later. And you can go into website visitors here. And over here you can make URL rules. You can even import audiences from Google Analytics, which is useful. But this is really key. Like, you want to be inside here. By default, Google Ads already creates audiences of like 30 days when you create the remarketing tag and set it up. And yeah, I want to show you a couple cool things when it comes to YouTube users. So you can actually, you can click on viewed any video from a channel, viewed certain videos, viewed any video as an ad from a channel, viewed certain videos as ads, subscribed, visited the channel page. This is actually a good option. Liked a video, added a video, commented a video, shared a video. I would probably combine these 3 and I would have a separate audience for this, this, and this. But again, this is extremely powerful. You can like mess around with this so much and just create all kinds of audiences based on how they've been engaging with your YouTube ads. Your YouTube channel. So The next thing I want to mention is retargeting the email list. So again, with all of these audiences, you can create similar audiences. So getting into this part, retargeting your email list. So quick note on this, to upload customer data and then use it, you need to have at least $50,000 in ad spend in your Google Ads account. So for this stuff, you don't need to have that, but you need to have 50K ad spend in your Google Ads account. And even then, if you've had issues with payment in the past, they may not let you have this. This is why it's really important to have a Google rep with your account. You know, just when you start spending more, if you have a Google rep, it's just very, very helpful because they can help you navigate stuff like this. It's extremely powerful. Lots of profit to be made. You know, your email list is pretty much people who've given permission to, you know, get marketed by you. So these people are hot leads, and again, bid higher since the list is likely to be smaller. So it's pretty simple. And the way you go and do this is, again, you go into your campaigns. Apologize for all the blurring, but I mean, this it just is the way it has to be to respect my client's privacy. So let us go into this campaign, and the way we do it is we go into audiences and go in here, select ad group, etc. So obviously you create a separate campaign for it, and then if you go into browse remarketing and similar audiences, this is where it would live. So customer lists, and these are what are uploaded. So these are really, really important lists to have and to upload into there. The next option is keyword targeting, and this is based on video title and metadata. It's extremely powerful. It's very high intent audience, and you can spend a lot depending on the niche. You know, we spend thousands and thousands of dollars a day on keywords in certain niches. I think it's extremely scalable. It's not like, I don't think you can like scale out to everybody with this, but it is scalable enough where, you know, for most people, you will not exhaust keyword targeting. And if you know what you're doing, you can spend a lot. I actually made a video that goes really in depth into keyword targeting, and I'll have the link in description. And it's just, you know, it just goes into a few ways to research it and so on. And keep in mind with this, the reason why keyword targeting is so powerful is they're actually watching videos on that particular topic. So if your keyword is, let's say how to get an A in math in college, there are so many videos about that. And those people, let's say if you're selling a course on how to basically excel in college, then you can target keywords like how to get an A in college, or how to study tips for college. And that's incredibly powerful. Just imagine how powerful that is. You're literally watching a video about a topic that you're interested in, that you have a pain point in, that you're trying to solve, and then an ad shows up that basically promises to solve that. So that's again one of the reasons why I love YouTube. You just have these incredibly powerful targeting options. Cool. So the next one is placement targeting. Oh, actually, before I move ahead, I want to show you where that lives. So that actually lives here in keywords, and you go in here and, you know, you'll add in your keywords. So usually what we do is we start out with 5 to 10 keywords, and with 5 to 10 keywords, we're really able to kind of figure out which keyword's the best, and then from there, take that one keyword and turn that into its own campaign. So it's really, really powerful. Placement targeting. Now, here's the thing. Placement targeting is awesome too. I kind of prefer keywords over placements a little bit, because placements require a lot more work to build, while keyword targeting is a lot faster. So what I've noticed internally with our media buying is placements definitely work extremely well, and they're really great to start with, but they do take up a lot of time. And, you know, definitely use them, because hey, this really allows you a level of precision that is extremely useful. So how placement targeting works is you target individual videos and channels. So let's say you use a tool like TubeSift, which I'll have a link in the description. Use a tool like TubeSift, and you basically scrape videos related to a particular search term, and then you show up in front of those videos. Now with placements, you can also target channels. So let's say if you wanted to show up for in front of a particular channel, right? Then you can put that channel in. And here's a pro tip. So with targeting channels, it often doesn't work to just put in the channel. What you have to do is take all the videos from that particular channel and upload them into Google Ads. So here, I'll show you where placements are. Placements are here. So actually, this is a placement list, and I can actually show you this without blurring it out because it's very non-specific. But here's the thing. If you want to actually target a particular channel, then what you want to do is use TubeSift, get all the videos from that channel, and put that, copy and paste that whole list, like right in here. So just click on this. Sorry. So what you don't want to do is, let's say you want to target how to make money. I don't know. I'm going to go super broad with this. You don't want to target this particular channel individually like this. What you want to do is you want to actually take all the videos from this channel, so all these 884 videos, assuming they're monetized, which TubeSift allows you to see, and then take that list of videos and paste those videos into YouTube videos, and you can actually just paste everything in here or enter multiple placements. So you can literally paste it all in here. So that's the way I kind of target a particular channel. And this is something that I keep getting asked like every day. It's a very easy fix to that. All right, moving on. So topics. Topics are basically, they're what Google considers related to a certain topic, and they're based on video metadata. However, they're not as good as keywords. And it's like these predefined topics that YouTube has. So I can actually show you all the different topic options. So these are all the topic options. You can go in here, you can click beauty and fitness, or you can go into each one individually. And some of these have a lot of subcategories. So gyms and health clubs, bodybuilding, etc. Now keep in mind with topics, it's not as fine-tuned as keywords, because keywords are very specific while topics are a bit broader. So you need to keep that in mind. One thing to really keep in mind also is it's awesome for scale, but keep an eye on that cost per purchase, especially if you're selling high ticket. Like after a month or so of running topic campaigns, just make sure that those purchases are coming in, because sometimes you'll get really low cost per lead through topics, but those people don't have a lot of buying intent, because it's not like they're searching for that particular keyword, right? It's more like a broader topic. So just keep an eye on things with this. And this is the best part about this, is the massive scale. Once you're doing keyword targeting, placement targeting, some of the other targeting options, and you want to start scaling like I don't know, 50 grand a day, 100 grand a day, one of the big levers is going to be topics. So it's just like a really useful option. Now, affinity audiences. This is based on Google's data on what people like. So unlike topics, so the way topics work is like, okay, Google determines a video is part of a topic, let's say small business. And then it's going to show your ad in front of videos that are roughly about small business. But again, it's kind of less accurate because people will put in tags for whatever reason. So sometimes it can be off. But what affinity audiences are kind of different. They're actually based on what Google thinks YouTube viewers like. So if there's a certain viewer, just let's say John, and YouTube's like, okay, John watches video about XYZ. Let's say if John watches a lot of video about fitness. Okay, he's interested in fitness. So it will show that video to John, and it doesn't matter what he's watching at a particular time. So he could be watching a video about, let's say, a music video, and it will show it to John. So a few things with this is you want to actually keep an eye on where your videos are showing up and make sure they're not showing up in front of children's videos. And the way you do that is you go to placements, and then you actually go to where ads showed, and it will show you the channels in which these ads showed. Again, this just started off, so that's why it has so little spend. But yeah. So second thing is like in children's videos, or like even like things like, you know, foreign language videos, etc. Keep an eye on this. Music videos are typically fine, but if you see a particular channel has a ton of views and it's not resulting in leads or sales, then exclude it. In-market audiences are similar to affinity audiences, but it's based on in buying intent. So if Google thinks somebody's interested in buying something, they'll do that. And I'll show you where these audiences live. They live again in the audiences tab, and then you go in here, select your ad group, and go to browse. And this is so let's see. Okay, so there's a few things you need to keep in mind. So Affinity, that's what we are just talking about. And you can see like, okay, coffee shop regulars, cooking enthusiasts. Again, this is not like the most accurate thing, so keep this, keep a close eye on these campaigns. The other one is also in market, which I guess it's a different category, but this is like people who are interested in, let's say, business services, and you can actually go in, they're interested in advertising and marketing services, and then SEO and SCM. So that's pretty useful right there. Now, the other one also that you want to keep an eye on is life events. So life events is actually pretty cool. So you can target people based on the life events they have. So, things like new pet, purchasing a home, job change, business creation, which is probably going to be useful for those of you in the internet marketing niche, and so on. So yeah, those are kind of some of the affinity audiences that we use. Okay, so now we're going to go into similar audiences. So similar audiences are Google's version of lookalike audiences, like Facebook lookalike audiences. But in my opinion, they're not as good as Facebook lookalikes. I've typically found that Facebook lookalike audiences work better. However, we do see success with this. So it's a mixed bag. Sometimes it works super well, sometimes it doesn't. So it's like with Facebook, usually lookalikes are a huge part of your actual targeting. With YouTube, it's part of it, but it's not as big a part. And it's based on your existing remarketing lists, and then it's automatically generated. So it's based on like the existing list you have, it's generated automatically. So it sometimes takes some time to build out, and it automatically excludes your existing the seed list, right? Like let's say it made a similar audience based on your email list, it's going to exclude those people in your email list. So definitely try this out. One thing that you can try out is targeting similar audiences with maybe an interest and a topic to narrow it down. That's something we've seen some pretty good results with. So narrowing things down a bit can work quite well. So in that case, what you would do is, so again, similar audiences in the audiences section, you go in here, get your ad group, and you go to browse, and right over here, and you go to similar audiences. So this is actually where you can get these similar audiences. And as you can see, sometimes they don't even show up, right? Like in this account, they're not really showing up as much. Maybe we need some bigger seed lists. But yeah, well, if you are showing like big similar audiences in your account, take that similar audience and then maybe narrow it down with an affinity audience. That's something that's worth testing. Moving on to custom affinity. These are affinity audiences based on data we feed Google. So you actually create these audiences yourself. And you can use URLs, keywords, even apps they use, etc. We've had mixed results. I personally prefer custom intent, which you'll get to in a second. But if you do want to create it, you go in here, click this. So we're in basically the audiences section. We're in browse, and if you go in here, you go to remarketing, how they've interacted with your business. And sorry, actually not that one. You go into this one, affinity and custom affinity. And then you go to click on this button right here. And then you add in the audience name, description, and then you add in, these things. So you can even do places, URLs, interest, apps, etc. We've had mixed results. I prefer custom intent, so give it a try. But it's not the first thing I try. Custom intent. Now this has worked a lot better for us. Now I say we have had mixed results, but honestly, they've done really well for some of these campaigns, and other times they fizzle out. What you need to be doing is like just keeping an eye on them. And you'll need 300 to 500 keywords for this. So typical keyword campaigns, you don't need that many. For custom intent, you need a pretty big list of keyword campaigns. And this is actually, I remember a buddy of mine, he was struggling with this until he started adding a ton of keywords in. I think that's what helped his campaigns run. Okay, so before we even talk about all that, like the way custom intent works, it's based on the audiences. I mean, it's based on the keywords they're searching for on Google. So if they're doing searching on Google, how to generate income online, then you can create a custom intent audience, and then it'll target those same people on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to show you how to use custom intent audiences again in this audience section, and it's right here, custom intent audience, and you click this, you enter the name, and then you add in your 300 to 500 keywords. They say at least 50, but I think 300 to 500 is actually what's going to result in the best results. And then basically you can use those custom intent audiences for your campaign. Now, here's something that I really wanted to cover really quickly. Is this stuff worth learning? So I've just created a 25-minute video on this or longer on just the targeting. Well, it is worth learning because of the massive scale that YouTube could bring to your business. And if you're a freelancer, if you're an agency, hell yeah, like you're learning a really useful skill set. And as much as I don't want competition, I feel like it's stuff that needs to be out there. And yeah, and if you're a busy business owner, I'll be quite honest, don't waste your time learning this. Like if you're at 50 to 75K a month, honestly, it's not worth your time. Either have a media buyer learn the stuff, or if you want to skip all that and just instantly want to start, getting an elite team on this, hit me up and my team, link in description, so we can take care of your campaigns. And also, I'll be releasing a thorough course pretty soon, which will go way more in depth than this, and we'll show you like all of our advanced strategies, and I'll put it in the description once it's done. And yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, comment below and let me know what your questions are, and me and my team will answer them. And if you don't have any questions, please hit the like and subscribe button. And yeah, thanks a lot and have a great week.